Good morning and welcome to Forex Club TV. Today is Friday, July 31st, 2009. I'm Remi with your Forex Club market update. The US dollar is trading lower against the euro and the Japanese yen following the latest release of the US Q2 GDP figure. Now, the Commerce Department reported that GDP fell less than expected compared to the consensus forecast, down only by 1% compared to the expected minus 1.5%. Meanwhile, the personal consumption component of the GDP figures fell by 1.2%, which was 2 times lower than the pace expected. At the opening bell, U.S. stocks opened lower, but they are trading up right now. And as of 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, euro-dollar is trading at 1.4098. Now, the outlook for the pair looks as though there is upward momentum. There is key short-term resistance at 1.4180, and the preference of trading central analysts is to short positions below the pivot point, which currently stands at 1.4180, with targets at 1.4085 and 1.4040 in extension. Alternatively, above the pivot point, trading central analysts do look for further upside with targets standing at 1.4204 and 1.4230. And very quickly, moving on to dollar yen, it is currently trading at 95.26. The bias does remain bullish for the pair as it has validated an intraday bullish flag pattern. It does call for a continuation of a rebound, and trading central analysts prefer long positions above the pivot point, which currently stands at 95.40, with targets at 96.15 and 96.70 in extension. Now, alternatively, below that pivot point of 95.40, trading central analysts are looking for further downside with targets at 95.20 and 94.85 as targets. And last but not least, before we wrap it up, we're going to take a look at the euro-yen, which is trading at 134.30. Now, the bias remains bullish for this cross, and the RSI is supported by a bullish trend line. Now, the preference of trading central analysts for the euro-yen cross is long positions above the pivot point, which currently stands at 134.40, with targets at 135.65 and 136.05 in extension. Now, below that pivot point, trading central analysts do look for further downside with targets at 134 and 133.10 as targets. And that wraps it up for today's Forex Club market update. Have a great weekend.